Alright, just gonna give this thing a quick splash with some soap. Obviously, I'm gonna do a full detail on this car at some point, but not right now. Doing, Tony? Oh, we're locked down. Considering this is an 8th gen, which is infamous for paint issues, and this being an 06, being the first year, paint on this car is in really nice shape. The paint on this one is better than the paint on my white 2013. Just can't put my seatbelt on. I mean, I totally just put my seatbelt on. Click! See if we can't run over Tony. Walk out, Tony! Can you guys see where we're going? I can tell you that I can't. But it's mad at me that I don't have my seatbelt on. I mean, it's mad at me because my seatbelt's on. Alright, I'm not going to bore you guys with taking off some crappy winter wheels and putting on some other crappy wheels, so. 17x8s on there now. Looks pretty good. Tires are a little fat, which makes it look goofy, but what a set of wheels and a quick wash does, man. This is a pretty nice looking car. Alright. Let's figure out how the heck to take this airbag out. I think to take the top panel off, I need to take glove box, this piece, and the center stack, I believe, and then I think I can lift that out. So I'm gonna work on that, and we'll see what we see. Probably dark as F in here now, but that was fun. I had to take the stereo out, the gauge bezel had to come out, and then you got to get up under your glove box, unbolt the airbag and unhook the wiring, and then boom, that top pad comes out, and Robert's your mother's brother. And there's Jackie. She's checking it out, so yeah. I think that's all I'm gonna get done for tonight. It's getting dark. Alright, it's the next day, and I did some parts car rating. As you can see, thought I'd go over a few things here that I have gotten. So this is the trim panel that goes below the steering column, and you can see there is a crack in it here in the corner. Don't know how that could have happened. So I rooted through the other car and I still have it. You can see no crack, it's in good shape. So we'll replace that one with this one. Airbags, obviously. Pulled this one out last night, which I showed you guys. The bag. And this is the one out of the sedan. It's a few years newer, so it appears to be an updated part number on the airbag. Hopefully that's okay with the new module I get. I'm sure I'll be able to have it all programmed, shouldn't be an issue. And then that's the new dash pad as well, obviously with a gigantic hole in it. The other thing I noticed on the front of the car is when the bumper tore off, it actually ripped this little fascia piece off of the inner fender and tore a hole in it, like right here. So this is off my sedan out there. I don't know if it's the same part number. I am going to check that, but I may end up using that because it's not damaged there. Unfortunately though, from being stored weird, it does have a split right there and a split right there. I can probably seam seal those if I do end up using it, but we'll see. That's a maybe. Oh, and then in the title of the previous video, it said I had a sway bar, so I bought a car. It's not entirely untrue. This is the 2014 SI bar that I used to run on this car, which this car now has an ASR, or Progress, sorry. So I'll probably end up running this on the coupe, because I'm going to try and do the coupe with parts I have or parts I can get cheaply. I want it to be as cheap and fun as possible. The other thing is the coupe obviously has a cold air intake. I thought I had a stock airbox and piping, but I cannot find it anywhere. I found the pipe obviously right there, but the airbox is MIA. I found that I have a 9th gen pipe and a 9th gen airbox, but I don't know if I gave it to somebody or accidentally threw it away. I'm not sure what happened to it, so I'm gonna have to try and source that if I stay H Street. I guess if I build the car for STX, I would keep the cold air intake, obviously. Kind of on the fence. I mean, I do have those 8-inch wheels, and it has a cold air intake already. I do have these lowering springs, a solid motor mount, and the Skunk 2 arms. So I could do like a really mild STX build. It wouldn't be like competitive. Not that an SI is that competitive in STX anyways, but my point is it would not be a full build. It would just be a few bolt-ons to make the car fun and enjoyable, and then it might still do okay at local events. Or do I stick the 8th Street route, because I also have most of the stuff for that, keep the car nice and original, but I already have 2 8th Street cars. I don't know, I just like 8th Street, I guess. But all that aside, because I'm rambling, the other thing I found here is the shifter out of the 09 sedan. So you'll notice here that this piece that attaches to the shifter cable is one solid piece with just a plastic bushing in it, and that's on both sides here. Seems like a much better design. I didn't realize the 06s were different, so give me a sec here and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Alright, here we are in the 06. So you can see down here, if I put it in 3rd gear, hopefully it's not too bright, but anyways, there's a big, looks like steel sleeve that just grub screws into this one. And you can see, look at the massive amount of play there. Like I get a lot of forward and back travel, and you can hear it clunking. So I could probably tighten these grub screws and fix this, but I'd rather it not fail again. So I'm probably going to switch out the 09 shifter assembly into this car, just because it seems like a better updated design, and then I shouldn't ever have an issue with it again. I'm gonna have to pull the center console out of this car anyways to replace the SRS module, which is down there. So when it comes time to do that, I will probably do this at the same time. I showed you this last night, but obviously the dash is all apart. I had that airbag out, so enough chit-chatting. I'm gonna throw that new airbag in and put the dash back together. Alright, just had an epiphany. I was looking up the difference between the 09 and the 06 shifters, because I was like, it's kind of weird. And it's not a Honda issue. Someone put a goofy little short shift adapter on there and didn't thread lock the screws. So all this thing is a short shift adapter with loose ass screws, so it's flopping around, and that's why it feels junky. Throws feel decent, I guess, but I don't know if I like that thing. I suppose I could tighten it down and thread lock it, but yeah, that explains it. I was like, geez, that sure seems like a goofy way for Honda to engineer it just like that on there, but that makes sense that it's probably junk too, or I don't know who else makes them, but yeah, it's probably some Amazon piece of crap. Like I said, the throws feel okay, but I just don't know if I trust that piece of crap on there. Yeah, so definitely confirmed it was a ricer that was probably the previous owner. Alright, also just switched out this impact sensor. It's off the parts car as well. They're the same part. Side to side, they're just a different bracket, so you just have to switch it around on the bracket, and Bob's your uncle. So that's that, all done. Alright, so thought I'd illustrate the difference of the two shifters. I pulled the one out of the 06 here. So as you can see, the shifter on your right is actually taller than the shifter on your left. Oops. Sorry guys, it's hard for me to hold them both and display this, but the shifter on the right is the 09 Plus, so it does actually have a longer arm, making it a taller shifter. But to make up for the throw difference, you can see the arm length. This is the 06 shifter and this is the 09 shifter, so this longer arm makes for the shorter throw, but this has an overall shorter shifter length than this, so I would imagine it probably negates itself. They probably feel exactly the same. So for anybody wondering, there you go. There's no difference in the grand scheme of things. This has a shorter throw, but this has a shorter arm, so they probably feel the same. Noisy bikes by the highway. As you can see here, I also off camera pulled out the remnants of that old dash cam from the car, so it's nice to get rid of that stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at these two shifters, see if I can't combine two of them to make one actual shorter shifter, because otherwise I don't see a benefit to putting in the 09 shifter unless you like the extra height. But I'm gonna have a look at that and then I'll make my decision. All right, another day of fiddling with the FG2. Obviously I don't have parts yet, so I'm just kind of fiddling around with what I can and fixing what I can. So today's task is to fix this passenger seat. It's got the adjuster you lift up on to slide the seat forward and backwards seems to be broken on the one side. I don't know if that happened from the accident or someone broke it previously, but anyways, you can see here it's not the way it should be. So I'm gonna move the car somewhere where I can access that side of it, pull that seat up, and then see if we can't figure out what the heck's going on there. infamous rear covers I almost always break. Let's see if I can't get those off. You can see why people like these coupes. There's a lot of headroom back here. I got like 1/8 of an inch, so that's pretty good. But what's even better, I didn't break these, not a single tab. I did scratch that one, as you can see, but I no break them. That's a first. And probably a last. I'll never get that lucky again. Anyways, I'm just gonna pull the airbag connector out, and I might pull the seat belt off. And then we'll flip this thing up and see what we see. Alright, you can see here that this mechanism drops into there like that, and this one is obviously not. It's supposed to sit like so, but I'm not sure how it locks, so I gotta keep looking at it and seeing if I can figure out how it latches in, or what's missing, or what's broken. I figured it out. It just needed to be hammered back into that little spot, and then it clicks and locks in, so I don't know how the heck it got ripped out. But I got it to lock in, and it's working now. As you guys can see, if I go like this, boom, they both jump. See, it's locked into place and locked into place, so that's a win. We have a functional seat rail again. And we have a Jackie cat. Come here, Jackie. Come here. She's like, nah, I don't want to. Anyways. Oh, we got a Hank cat. We got a Hank cat. What do you think, Hank? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we can throw this seat back in the car and do the again. All right, and just like that, we've got a operational seat again. It's a win. All right, I was just removing the remnants of this camera that used to be in here, and it was poorly installed here, so you can see this little purple wire is broken half. So I am gonna have to get soldering iron out and fix that up. It's gonna be a little short, but we'll make it work, hopefully. Alright, we can see there is just kind of a butt joint, but feels good and strong and can tug on it pretty good, so slide our heat shrink over it, get a lighter on there and shrink it down. Alright, all fixed up. Don't see any reason to tape those. I think they were just taped because whoever installed this nonsense did it, but I'm pretty happy with that. It looks as close as we're gonna get to stock, so. Cats. It's another fix in the books. I think that's probably all I'm gonna do to this thing today. Like I said, I still haven't got any parts for it, so I'm just kind of picking away at it bit by bit and just doing whatever I can do to improve it with what I got. So I think I might make a video out of what I got here and share that with you guys, and then the next video will be probably when I get parts for it. So thanks for watching, and prescribe below for more cat and SI content.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.